We are now closing in on 1 month of the federal government shutdown. And tonight, many people are wondering, when will lawmakers ever come to an agreement?
Now, millions of Americans are feeling the impacts.
And News Channel 3's Tyler Brumman is live in Kalamazoo tonight. And Tyler, lawmakers in both parties say they hope the government will reopen soon.
Yeah, but Andy and Jess, I'm hearing from both sides of the aisle that there's been very little progress made. I spoke earlier today with Republican Congressman Bill Huizenga and Democrat Representative Hillary Scholten. They both tell me the other party is to blame for the government still being shut down. And unfortunately, lawmakers think it could drag on for several more weeks. Before the shutdown began, a budget supported mainly by Republicans passed in the House, but it failed in the Senate. CBS News is reporting tonight senators are expected to vote on that plan again tomorrow. This would be the 14th time they voted on it. It's expected once again to fail. Right now, Republicans need help from across the aisle. Representative Huizenga says there's been little cooperation from Democrats. But Congresswoman Scholten telling me that health care subsidies are really at the center of this, and she says Democrats want them in the budget. She calls the current bill a non-starter.
That has been what, Democrats, myself included, have been raising as a sticking point. Open enrollment starts literally in just a few days, and Americans across the country are realizing that they can't afford their health insurance because their premiums are going up.
There isn't that communication happening between both the leader and the minority leader. One would hope a month into this, where there's real world implications that are coming home to roost here, that they'd be serious and be meeting.
And as we've told you, a majority of federal workers have missed their first full paycheck, and they're still working without that pay. Also, a judge indefinitely paused President Donald Trump's efforts to lay off federal workers during the government shutdown. And tonight, another major concern is SNAP benefits. The funding for those benefits is set to expire Saturday. Tonight at 6, we'll talk more about that, and you'll hear a reaction from Representative Scholten and Congressman Huizenga. For now, we're live in Kalamazoo. Tyler Brumman, News Channel 3.
Day 29 of the federal government shutdown, and tonight, once again, all eyes are on Washington. The Senate is expected to vote tomorrow on a budget that would reopen the government. It'll be the 14th time they vote on that plan after Democrats have voted it down now 13 times. News Channel 3's Tyler Brumman spoke to some West Michigan lawmakers. He is live tonight in Kalamazoo, and Tyler, they say this government shutdown is likely far from being over.
Yeah, Andy, that's exactly what we're hearing tonight. Good evening to you. Now, bottom line is, in all likelihood, tomorrow's vote will fail. That's almost a given at this point. That's what lawmakers from both sides of the aisle say. But we're also focused tonight on a Saturday deadline to determine if and how to continue funding for SNAP benefits. Millions of people rely on those benefits to afford food. But tonight it appears there's simply just a lot of finger pointing on both sides of the aisle.
Senate Democrats have rejected, well, not all of them, I should say. There's a couple of them, 3 of them that have voted consistently to keep government open, but the rest of them have voted to shut the government down.
Let's look at who is in charge of the government right now. Republicans do control all 3 branches, the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
It's been nearly 1 month since the government shutdown began, impacting federal workers and many government services. And in about 3 days, SNAP benefits could end. It's a service more than 42 million Americans rely on to afford food. Republican Representative Bill Huizenga tells me there's been talks of using short-term emergency funding to keep the program going.
So there's 2 things here. One, there's a question about the legality of using the funds that needs to get cleared up. And then 2, it looks like it would fund somewhere between 10 and maybe 14 days of SNAP. Well, that just then, that doesn't solve the problem, right?
Across the aisle, Democrat Congresswoman Hillary Scholten says she's also concerned this potential cut could have devastating impacts.
It is going to be up to Republican leaderships and namely, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, as to whether or not, Americans go hungry next month. There is close to $6 billion sitting in contingency reserves for SNAP benefits that can be released and should be.
So as we've told you, lawmakers right now are at odds over health care subsidies. Democrats want funding for the Affordable Care Act to still be included in the budget. Representative Skolton calling the current proposal a non-starter because it does not include that funding. Meanwhile, Representative Huizenga telling me Democrats are the ones responsible for keeping the government shut down. We're live tonight in Kalamazoo. Tyler Brummett, News Channel.